I have programmed an additional button for my LinkedIn, and in this video I explain you what this button can do and how you can do something like this too. I have a LinkedIn profile. Wow. But I don't really feel like making superficial small talk with people, commenting on other people's posts and so on. That's why I thought, there is AI for this kind of stuff. AI can help me write some blah 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 to interact with people. Great. But of course I don't want to go on LinkedIn and copy people's posts into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT if it can write me a reply and then copy that reply back. No. I want to automate that. And that's why I created a small Chrome extension, which adds this button. It reads the post and the author and suggests a great reply. And because something like this is super useful but also super simple, I wanted to show you in this video how to write a browser extension for Chrome and Edge that can do something like this. Or other great things. It's really quick and really fun, and you only need a little JavaScript and HTML knowledge. Here we go. To write a Chrome extension, you first need a manifest file. We stick to the manifest version 3 standard and assign a name for the extension. Linked, I don't know what to reply, AI. Now there are different types of browser extensions. For example, you can read or manipulate network traffic. You can display things in the browser sidebar or manipulate the current page. This is what we're gonna do. And this is then a so-called content script that we inject into the respective website. We specify matches, in other words, just which page it should be injected into, and then the name of the file we want to execute. And we now create this file, content.js, and simply write alert hello world in it. We can now test our little extension. To do this, go to your extension settings in Chrome or Edge. There you have to activate the developer mode. Then you can click on the load unpacked button. And here you simply select the folder with the manifest and the script files. And if you now go to LinkedIn, the alert appears. Great, hello world works. We now write the proper code in our content.js file. We want to insert a button in the comment boxes. At first you will think that you could simply access all comment boxes with document get elements by class name. They have the class comments comment text editor, and then we simply change the background color in the first step. However, this doesn't quite work. LinkedIn is like many other web apps. The HTML is not sent completely from the server to the client, but only the basic layout. And the individual posts are then loaded afterwards dynamically. This means that the page can always change, and we have to react to these changes and perform our DOM manipulations if necessary when there are new comment boxes. And you can use a Mutation Observer to observe such changes on the page. This is very easy with new Mutation Observer. And then we observe changes to the entire document body, and we set the settings subtree and childless to true. And that should already work. We reload the extension and we can see that it works, even for new posts that are loaded later. That was easy. But now we really want to create a button. To do this, we create a function add suggestion button, in which we create a button element, give it the label test, and create an event listener that reacts to clicks. On a click, we retrieve a suggestion. We first hardcode this and set hello world. And then add the suggestion to the QL editor class, which is the editable comment field. We do two things in our observer. As soon as the comment box has been modified by us, we set a corresponding attribute so that we don't change it more often. This means that we also filter for elements that do not have this attribute. And then we call add suggestion box for the comment box. And let's have a look. That looks good. After a click, the content of our comment is updated, and in the next step, we will use the OpenAI API. To be able to use the OpenAI API, you will of course need an OpenAI account. You will also need to charge your account, but a few bucks are enough, and I would really recommend it. It's worth it. It's a lot of fun to play around with it. When you're ready, open the OpenAI Playground. This is the easiest way to test which prompt works best for your case. We take the latest model, GPT-4o, and write a general system introduction that is always the same. You are an assistant that writes replies to LinkedIn posts to other persons, use the same language as of the text of the post you are receiving in the user's prompt. Please sound like a human being, don't use hashtags, use emojis occasionally, don't repeat too many of the exact words, but simply create a brief and positive reply, maybe add something to the discussion, be creative. You may mention the name of the author. If it's the name of a natural person, don't mention the name if it's the name of a company or a LinkedIn group. You can of course try out all sorts of things here, but this prompt worked quite well for me. We also set top P to 0.7 and frequency penalty and presence penalty to 2. Of course, you can also play around with these settings here. In short, these settings were good for me so that the answers sound a little different and not too many words were repeated. Let's try it out with this post by Eddie Osmani. We copy the text and in the playground we write, please write a reply to this post by Eddie, and paste the text. And we receive a reply. Absolutely, Eddie, understanding the why behind the strategy is crucial, blah blah blah, and even a smile in the end. Great, that works. We now want to use these settings to call the API from our extension. You can display code examples directly in the playground. For the sake of simplicity, however, we will only copy the request body and we won't use the OpenAI library which they provide. In our script, we write a fetch suggestion function that runs asynchronously and is passed a prompt. We create a string API key. Then we get the response via fetch. The URL here is that of OpenAI. It is a post request, and in the body we create a JSON from the request that we still have in the clipboard. Instead of the prompt, we pass the variable prompt here. Then we set two headers. Content type is application JSON and authorization is bearer and our API key. You can create an API key in the playground in the API keys section. We assign a name and select the default project. We then copy the key into our code example. Finally, we return the first element of the response from the choices array and then message content and trim that. By the way, you can find the code for this project even slightly enhanced in a link in the video description. And if you don't want to program the extension yourself, you can also install it from the Chrome extension store. I published it there. I've also linked to this, but here too you will need an API key from OpenAI to actually use it. Now just two more things and then we're done. First, we need a function that creates the right prompt for us. That means it parses the HTML of the LinkedIn post. We could also use the LinkedIn API to fetch the post content, but that would require another API key. It seemed simpler to me to just parse the browser's content. We call this function createPrompt. We pass in the respective comment box, and here we first want to capture the entire HTML of the post. We do this using closest and the class featured update v2. In some cases it's also reusable search __ result container, unfortunately not very descriptive CSS classes. From this post element we can then extract the author's name using the right selector. And we can also extract the actual text of the post. The function simply returns, please write a reply to this post by author text. And now we just need to bring everything together. In our add suggestion button method we actually call fetch suggestion and pass in the result of create prompt as the prompt. Additionally, I'll modify the button and insert a suitable SVG to make it look nicer. And let's go to the browser. After reload, it should work. Yeah, we have a nice button and after a click we get a reply suggestion. Awesome! That's it for this tutorial. As mentioned, you can find the code linked below. It's even more detailed there as I also parse responses to posts and not only the post itself. Feel free to give me feedback on whether you liked the video. I'd also really appreciate a like or a subscription as it helps me a lot in making such videos. Thank you, see you next time.